let's talk about fat, shall we? You see, fat is literally essential. We have three essential big macronutrients: fat, water, and protein. And we have a whole bunch of micronutrients, including vitamins, minerals, and other compounds, which are essential not only for us to survive, but to thrive. You see, carbs, for example, are non-essential macronutrients. So theories, hypotheses like you should be eating grains and legumes, both of these are seeds. Not only are they not an essential nutrient, meaning they are completely useless for our body as a human species, not as an herbivore, which is actually an essential nutrient for them. Both of these are seeds, so they create uneasiness in our body, both physical, emotional, and mental. And people are saying, and doctors and online, they're saying, oh, animal fat and butter aren't healthy. These are mere hypotheses. Don't listen to words. They mean nothing. Just the same as you shouldn't be listening to my words. You should be testing things for yourself and seeing how you feel. How better is your physical, emotional, and mental health doing this or these things, which I don't even recommend you try these ones because I already know you won't feel great. When it comes to actual evidence, we have to look at testimonials. So actual anecdotal evidence, what we feel in our daily lives, is what really matters. This is the only truth. Anywhere else, you just get theories, so which are completely void of truth in them. Plenty of people are saying, I feel great on a high-fat diet, this so-called keto diet. Plenty of people are saying, I feel my best, the best I've felt in all of my life, even comparing when I was young, is when I do a carnivore diet. You see, a properly done carnivore diet, not this new animal-based, or some people who are calling carnivore diet and they are consuming milk and kefir and honey and fruits. That is not carnivore. You've never seen a lion drink milk or kefir and not eating, for sure, honey, which is not even an animal food. Honey is mostly nectar, which is mostly a plant. And you will not see a lion eating that, nor consuming any form of fruits. So if people are feeling great on high fat and on carnivore diet, and carnivore diet is a high fat by definition, and which just by doing this keto you get zero carb and sugar cravings, and by doing carnivore you get rid of the plant toxins that cause all sort of uneasiness. See, every time you have a tendency, a chronic tendency for being frustrated or sad or depressed, that is a symptom that is not natural, and it reveals that you're doing a diet that is adapted to a different species of animal, which you are not. The carnivore diet, it's the highest diet in macro and micronutrients out there for humans. Of course, if I was a cow, I would not be eating cows for sure and meat. I would be eating grass, because they have a rumen and 3 other compartments in their stomachs. We don't, we are different. We barely have a cecum, which creates a very little ability for us to convert carbs into short-chain fatty acids, which is what ruminants and hindgut fermenters do. So the 2 types of herbivores are able to convert this into fatty acids. We don't. We need the direct fat. How do you do the carnivore diet? It's very simple. You do it instinctively until you're satisfied. Step 1, eat fresh, fatty meat. Fresh because your body might not have enough mechanisms to break down the higher histamine content of aged meats. So I recommend, for the beginning at least, 2 fresh. Fatty, because you need the fat, it's literally essential. And you don't want for sure to feel like eating ice cream. Plenty of people are doing carnivore for years, 5 years, 10 years, 15 years. They are still not doing high fat, and because of that, they have sugar cravings. They crave ice cream. And they end up eating way too much meat because they are trying to compensate with the glucose because they are not being able to tap into their fat stores. Secondly, you have to drink water because water, just like fat and protein from the muscle meat, are the 3 essential macronutrients. The meat that you are going to eat can be any type of meat, as long as it's 100%. You see, many times we buy frozen meat, for example, minced ground beef, and if you read the label, it actually has potato starch, soy something, preservatives, additives, fillers. No, you want 100% meat. As long as it's 100%, it's perfectly fine. For example, prosciutto or this type of cold meats, you very often will find dextrose in them, E300, blah blah blah. All this other stuff which are not supposed to be there. Butter is supposed to be pure cream. Meat or cold meat is supposed to be just meat and salt if it's a dried version or a conserved version of meat. Water. Ideally, you should be drinking your water after meals. So you eat with a high stomach acidity, it breaks down the fat and the muscle meat, the protein in it, so it gets a very good absorption, just like a lion would do. It breaks down just after you exercise, you eat on an empty stomach, just like you exercised on an empty stomach and you didn't drink during the exercise. No lion is drinking water during a hunt. And afterwards, after you clean the dishes and arrange the table, then you drink as much water as you instinctively want to, and until you're satisfied. Don't force it. Don't force doing it, and don't force not doing it. Be instinctive, be wild about it. Early morning is also ideal. So you wake up, you might eat in like half an hour, so just drink as much, leave that half an hour. As long as you leave that time before a meal, it's perfectly fine for the stomach acidity to gradually come back. Salt. You need to salt instinctively and until you're satisfied. Why? Because if you ate nose to tail, you would get enough sodium. For example, the blood has plenty of sodium, but because you're probably not even eating organs and you're just doing plain steaks, you should salt whatever you're doing, so that you, the same way you need to add water and fat and protein, so that you have good energy, good stamina, strength in the gym, good mental clarity, good emotional health, and good physicality. And fourthly, this is your past life. So this is gonna be your new reality, and this is gonna be a part of your past, just a memory. So for the next 2 weeks, you're gonna gradually wean off all types of plants. This means herbs, even medicinal ones, seasonings. This includes pepper, this includes garlic, onions, and any type of drinks. Even with these natural sweeteners, avoid those. This is a transitional phase of 2 weeks. You're used to eating a kilogram of rice every single day. For the next week, eat 3/4 of a kilogram or a pound, who cares. The next week after that, just eat half of what you were used to. And the next week after that, maybe just do 1/4 of what you were doing, so that by a month time or less, you're just out of rice, for example, and all of these other sugars and carbs and rice and bread and any type of plant foods. You see, you've been too much vegetarian your life, and we are not herbivores. We have carnivore digestive system and acidity. We have a very small cecum. We cannot break down properly fibrous plants. We cannot convert them into short chain fatty acids to have a good fuel for our bodies. This is what we have, and this is what we have to work with. So my conclusion of today is that even though high carb diets are great for athletic performance, they typically lead to diabetes. You just disabled your fat burning because you're eating more than 50 grams of carbs per day. Unless you're fasting, you will not access fat burning. If anything, you will access starvation through caloric restriction. High carb diets, when you're energized by carbohydrates, whether in pasta, in sugar, in bread, in rice, whatever, you're often hungry, as you know. But there is a solution. Fat is so essential, but it's not so just essential. It's the best. It's the most convenient. Not only high fat leads to great health, you'll be permanently on fat burning, fasting metabolism. You'll rarely feel hungry because you'll only feel hungry when your body needs indeed the nutrients, not just because the sugar is low. There is no low blood sugar on high fat diets because your blood sugar is always steady, because it won't be coming from food, it will be coming from the fat and the protein that the body converts and allows you to be always steady. No spike and inverse spike, no emotional ups and downs, just a steady. Here you have a wall. You're running a marathon and eventually you're gonna get out this wall that either you eat or you force it and then you're outside the wall. Here you're always outside the wall. So if you enjoyed this video, if this is helpful for you, please leave a like. It helps me. You know somebody who can benefit from this? Send them the link, please. And if you want to check more content just like this around body, maybe around mind or even around home, I've posted out those as well. So make sure you hit that subscribe button. Thanks.